Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us this morning. My name is Pat Phillip-Fair, and I'm the Head of PR and Corporate Affairs at BermudAir. And we're absolutely delighted to have this time with you today to make this announcement. Great milestone for us in our development. I'll just walk you through what's going to happen this morning. Our CEO, Adam Scott, will be making remarks, as will Minister Ferber. Thank you for being here this morning, Minister. They will be the two speakers today. After that, there will be a brief Q&A session, and then we will cut the ribbon. And if you wanted to have a brief interview, grab-and-go interview with either Adam or the Minister, we'll take you inside to do that. Okay? All right. Again, thanks for joining us, and I'll invite Adam to join us on the podium.
Thank you, Pat. Minister Ferbert, representatives from the Bermuda Civil Aviation Authority, the Bermuda Tourism Authority, and Skyport. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, good morning, and thank you for joining us today. This is a significant moment in BermudAir's development. From a concept that we came up with probably a couple of years ago, the idea of putting together a world-class airline here in Bermuda to being granted our air operating certificate has been a journey of hard work and dedication. And I say that not just in relation to our team at BermudAir, but also about the teams within the relevant authorities here in Bermuda. We certainly appreciate the commitment of everyone who has been involved throughout this process, which is why we want to ensure that we mark this significant milestone towards our launch. The journey to being granted an AOC was rigorous, and rightly so. We understand that the prospect of a totally new airline here in Bermuda is a proposition that requires detailed assessment in the overall interests of the island. Our motivation in establishing this airline is aligned with that objective. We want to serve both the island and to represent this beautiful island paradise. Once we launch, BermudAir will be Bermuda's premier boutique airline, committed to redefining the travel experience. We plan to operate short, convenient, all business class flights between Bermuda and between Bermuda and the U.S. East Coast to support the island's position as a tourist destination and an international business hub. In examining this unique market, we see the opportunity to provide premier service and deliver additional business and premier leisure travelers to Bermuda. We're dedicated to providing exceptional service, and we will provide curated onboard offerings that will showcase the flavors of Bermuda. Well, I'm not used to reading speeches. I normally say it as I feel it, so this is sort of a new one for me. But anyway, reflecting the island's renowned hospitality. As we're prepared towards launch, we've established partnerships with Bermudan businesses to source products and services locally as much as possible. We're also hiring locally and internationally. We're ensuring we have people who are qualified to meet the requirements of an airline team and are aligned with our philosophy to put Bermuda at the center of everything that we do. This may sound personal, but Bermuda is a very special place for me. I've been privileged to develop many relationships here over the last 10 years or so, personally and professionally. Receiving positive feedback from our colleagues in the tourism and international business sectors about the prospect of BermudAir has been very gratifying. We're honored that others share our vision, and once launched, we will strive to live up to this each and every day. Also on launch, we'll open our customer service office on site here at LF Wade International Airport, which we'll unveil today. The office will serve as a customer service hub for passengers and an operational base for BermudAir's crew. On behalf of BermudAir, I'd like to thank the Skyport team for accommodating us, and with the organizations represented here today being so supportive. Our application for approval from the U.S. Department of Transportation is now the next step towards our launch. Having our AOC, which certifies that BermudAir is competent to safely operate our aircraft in accordance with Bermuda's prescribed regulations and standards is key to that next evaluation. We gratefully acknowledge all the hard work to get us here, and we look forward to serving Bermuda very soon. Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. If you're from Somerset, you were able to get a discount, is that true?
Here.
Every so often, someone comes up with an imagination or a vision of the future that creates a mental picture that can be used to direct our action. We recognize that life is filled with uncertainties, but if we hold on to a vision of what is yet to come, we can boost our chances of achieving our dreams. Steve Jobs said, if you are working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. I believe that this was and is the case for BermudAir. Today we gather here with immense excitement as we approach a significant milestone for Bermuda, the impending launch of the first ever locally established Bermuda-based airline, BermudAir. I am delighted to announce that BermudAir has received a full authorization from the Bermuda Civil Aviation Authority and has been granted its Air Operation Certificate. This achievement is a testament to the airline's unwavering commitment to upholding the highest safety standards and complying with regulatory requirements. As a government, we take immense pride in witnessing the fulfillment of all necessary protocols and certifications, paving the way for BermudAir to soar into the skies with confidence and pride. This marks a pivotal step forward for expanding our island's aviation sector and symbolizing the potential for growth, progress, and self-sufficiency within our borders. The introduction of BermudAir will undoubtedly significantly contribute to developing air service in Bermuda. As Bermuda-based airline, BermudAir will enhance connectivity, bolster economic growth, and promote travel to our beautiful island. Moreover, BermudAir's operation will generate numerous direct and indirect employment opportunities, ranging from pilots, flight attendants, ground staff to administrative, maintenance, and customer service roles. This will also fuel demand for ancillary services such as hotels, restaurants, transportation, providing essential support to local businesses. As we come together today, we stand at the threshold of a new era in Bermuda aviation history. The forthcoming launch of BermudAir represents a resounding triumph for Bermuda, signifying to the world that we possess the capacity and capability to excel in diverse industries. To the executives, the BermudAir, I congratulate you for having the vision for this airline and commend you for persevering. Be strong. Keep the vision before you. Remember, vision without passion is a picture without possibilities. Congratulations on this momentous occasion, and may BermudAir continue to represent Bermuda with unwavering pride and distinction. And I eagerly anticipate the exhilarating inaugural flight in the very near future. Thank you.
If you have any questions, now is the time. Gary.
Mr. Scott, good morning. Gareth Finnegan from the Royal Gazette. Just a couple of questions. Could you be a bit more specific as to the launch day? I appreciate that you're you're now waiting on US regulators to go through their processes. But do you have any sort of timeline at all? Any sort of
We
rough
do
idea?
have, the question is, do we have a timeline for launch? And of course, as a team, we have a very firm date that we're working towards. I can't share that with you right now because we do need to have the regulatory approvals in place from the US. But I hope, it is our hope and aspiration that we'll be flying just as soon as possible.
But how long typically, from your own research, how long does that process take?
We're imminent. Let's say we're imminent.
Now, you mentioned jobs. Again, can you be a bit more specific on details? How many jobs do you think that BermudAir might create in Bermuda?
If you ask right now, we're looking at a total headcount probably around 80 staff, which will include our flight crew and our cabin crew. We have actually employed, I think we're over 20% of our employees right now are Bermudian or Bermuda-based. We'll look to accelerate that number and to increase it over time. Ultimately, we want to be Bermuda's airline, so we want to have Bermudian representation throughout the organization.
You say that, you want to be Bermuda's airline, but the market that you're going for it's presumably sort of upmarket and niche and sort of exclusive, is it? It's not for sort of everyday travelers.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that this is going exclusive or going exceptionally. We are going upmarket, of course, in terms of our product. But I think the product is going to be relevant for anybody for whom time is an issue, for efficiency from a Bermudian perspective. The critical thing to think about here is that we're the first airline that is centered in Bermuda. So as I said earlier on, Bermuda is at the center of everything that we do. So anybody who wants reliability, dependability, and who wants to be able to get to the airport and fly is going to fly with us.
Do you think that's what gives you the competitive edge over, say, the big boys like American Airlines or whatever? Do you think that perhaps you might not be able to compete with them in price, but in terms of service, you're providing something different?
I think we're an entirely new category. I think we're going to be launching a product that we're going to share with yourselves much more detail over the next week or so, hopefully the next few weeks. I think that we will compete with not only the other incumbent airlines, but we'll compete with other private offerings, etc. We'll provide something that's new and unique, and I think that's going to be most relevant for the Bermudian market.
And finally, just one final question, Scott. You said that you're targeting the US East Coast. Is there any chance that you might consider other destinations such as the Caribbean?
I would say right now, the way that we've looked at this and the way that we've come up with this is to focus on markets that we believe are best served by the products that we're launching with. And I think right now, we talk about the U.S. East Coast. Of course, there are markets in my native Canada that make sense. There are markets elsewhere as well. We'll look and we'll explore those as the opportunities present themselves and as we evolve. Hopefully, we'll develop this to much bigger than a two aircraft operation over time with the support of Bermuda and the support of our growth prospects.
Thank you. Traveling to TNN News, you did just state 2 aircraft to be a part of your fleet.
We're launching with 2 aircraft, that's correct.
Seating about how many persons?
Each aircraft will be situated with 30 seats.
The maintenance of the craft will be here or overseas?
So the maintenance of our aircraft?
Yeah.
There will be, we will actually have engineers here in Bermuda as well. We'll work with Bermudians and our infrastructure that we're building here on island, and we'll also leverage infrastructure elsewhere as needed. So I guess this project for BermudAir has really been a work in progress. I guess just under 2 years now, and very frankly, my interest in all of this and the background for all of this, which I'm sure you guys will have read about, is I've been working on another project as well, which is transatlantic, and And my idea, my vision has always been that if you have the right size aircraft and you go after the right size market with the right product, something that's truly differentiated, you can capture market share and you can build a great business. And I have been to many countries. I've had the fortune of working in many different countries as well. And I have to say, Bermuda is my happy place. It's my favorite place on earth. And so when as I've been coming here for the last 10 years or so, I've become acutely aware of the airlift concerns, the airlift issues to this fantastic place. And for me, it's all about opportunity and seeing that there's an opportunity there to provide something back to the islands, to provide something incoming to the island. That's really it.
Do you have an idea of what percentage of market share that you could add to air service?
I think in terms of capacity, we're going to be relatively small to begin with, right? We're talking about 2 aircraft with 30 seats each. Over time, as we develop ourselves, as our brand gets recognition out there, as people see us as a viable alternative to the mainline carriers and to other forms of transport. I actually came to Bermuda once on a cruise ship just for meetings because that was the only way I could get here feasibly. Sidebar story. But as we see experience, as we see opportunity to develop this market, I think, the sky is the limit. I think we will prove ourselves as relevant, we'll prove ourselves as a fantastic alternative to other forms of transport. And I think with the support of the community and our efforts to make sure that we uphold the best that we can be, I think the sky is the limit.
And just lastly, if you don't mind, do you have an idea of the price point?
We certainly do have an idea of the price point. We'll disclose that and we'll talk about that in more detail over the coming days and weeks ahead. But I believe that our product and our offering is going to be hugely competitive with anything else that's out there. This is not going to be an exclusive thing. This is going to be open and this is going to be applicable to many people, inbound traffic and outbound as well.
Any other questions? Good? Okay.
So now I'll invite our representatives today to join Adam and the Minister up here, and we're going to cut the ribbon. We have Erin Smith here, who is the COO of the BTA, Aaron Adderley, who is the President, not CEO, President. And we have a special representative as well, it's Adam's son, from Skyport, And Tariq is here as well. Tariq Mitchway from BCAA. Okay. Thanks, Cheers.